Welcome to another video of Shoreline Ebike located here in Sarasota. This is our third video. We're very excited and we want to start introducing some of the brands that we carry in our test center. In this specific case, we want to start introducing Riese and Müller, which is a German brand. It's a company that started designing some of their early frames back in 1992. And we're also going to be covering some of the basic questions we get from our customers as they come into the test center and start asking more about the brand.
What does Riese and Müller stand for? What is their vision and mission in the market?
That is a very good question, Nev. So what I see by just looking at the bikes, and I have been working with the company for a few years now, what I notice is these bikes are top of the line. When I look at the components and the parts, that are being used on these bikes, you can tell these are very high quality bikes. What are your thoughts?
I think Riese and Müller focuses on safety. Durability, long-term serviceability is very important to them. This is a bike that you would buy once and it will last you for a very long time. This is not something that's going to go out of style or out of, usability. So one of the most common questions that we get here from customers is, what is a Riese and Müller test center?
Riese and Müller works a little bit different than other bikes companies that I'm aware of. So they provide dealers with what we call test bikes, and some Riese and Müller dealers have all the models. Some of them just specifically have very particular models. But the advantage of that is by coming into a test center, you can actually test ride the bike. You can customize it to your liking, and then these bikes are made for you in Germany. So one of the questions I get very often when I'm working in the floor is around the design. These bikes look a little bit different than some of the other e-bikes out there. So tell me a little bit about some of the models that they carry, why do they have the specific design that they have, and just if you just want to expand on that.
So Riese and Müller does have different frame designs based on your needs. So what we ask the customer is what they're looking for, what they're looking to do, if they're looking to do longer rides but focus on comfort, or they're looking for something more sporty. Also, they design bikes that are meant for families, to transport children or groceries. So there's different frames for different needs. Often we get the question of, why is my bike a custom order?
That is an excellent question, and I think that goes back to some of the topic that we discussed around, one, it gives the ability to our customers to come in and essentially design their bike, customize their bike to their specific needs, right? So that's one part. The second part is, in my view, when you look at it from a corporate responsibility perspective, the company, Riese and Müller, does not need to have a certain amount of parts inventory in stock, meaning they can order the parts on demand depending on how many orders they have. And these translate to sustainability. So again, they have less parts of inventory year over year, that there's very little waste in the entire production. So it goes back to their corporate responsibility and then their mission of trying to be the most sustainable bike company by 2025.
So you mentioned that Riese and Müller has specific bikes that fit specific needs. Can you walk me through some of the models or some of the options that are available?
First of all, let me start by saying, the Riese and Müller have models that could fit different type of customers. By that I mean, athlete, commuters, families, across, even like people that are using some of the cargo bikes for specific, business purposes, right? As I go through the models, please do keep in mind that anything that is super, what they call the Super Delight, the Super Delight Mountain, means that word super means these bikes come with dual battery. But just to walk you through some of the models, you have the Super Delight and the Super Delight Mountain, which are full frame bikes. These bikes can be used in multiple terrains. They call them the Range Rovers of bikes just because of the flexibility that they give you. In addition to that, you have the Homage, which is also a full frame bike. However, it's a step-through frame, so you do have the convenience of having the easy access, on and off the bike with, a full suspension. And again, all full suspension Riese and Müller bikes have a technology called control suspension, which means that the tires are always in contact with the floor or whatever terrain you're riding on. The other major models, and this is very specific to Riese and Müller and their design, is their cargo bikes. So they have bikes such as the Load 60 or the Paxter or the Multicharger that are designed to as cargo bikes, meaning some of them are front loading. You can put either boxes or kits in the front of the bike, and they handle a certain amount of weight. And the Multicharger, which is designed with a longer rear rack where you can add certain accessories, either boxes or kit child seats. It depends on what uses, but they are designed as cargo bikes. And this year you have models such as the Roadster and the Roadster Mixty, which are a mixture of a road bike, but at the same time, they give you a certain level of sporty riding, but also very comfortable. With that said, the purpose of this video is to give you an overview of the brand, what they stand for, what are some of their models, but in the future, you will be seeing in-depth reviews where we'll go over each of these models in more detail.
So Shoreline Ebikes is an experience level Riese and Müller dealer. Can you tell me a little bit about what that means and what the customer gets when they visit our dealership?
We have all of the bikes, all of their models available in our test center. So customers can come in, they can try their bike, they can customize their bike to fit their needs, and then we can order the bike from the customers. Another important item to mention is that Shoreline Ebikes has been selected to be an experienced dealer because we provide the highest level of customer service in the market.
Can you tell me a little bit about what the typical configurations for the popular models are?
Sure. Why don't we take an example? In this case, we take the Nevo. The Nevo is a step-through comfort frame that can be used for multiple terrains because of their size of the tires. And you can select that bike from Class 1, which will assist you up to 20 miles an hour, or Class 3 as a high-speed bike that can assist you up to 28 miles an hour. Now, the major configurations that we see, aside from the type of transmission and the motor the people are selecting, it's more around batteries. Do you want a single battery? Do you want a dual battery? And that really depends on how farther are you riding, how much do you plan to ride during a specific week. But for us, Class 3 is very popular, and dual battery is very popular. Not so much in the Nevo, but in other models such as the Supercharger, the Super Delight, because a lot of our customers tend to use these bikes for trekking, bike trekking, and then just basically cover large distances.
Riese and Müller is also known for the various transmissions that they offer. Can you tell me a little bit about the transmission options?
Yes, and again, most transmissions are available across all the different models that they offer, but starting with your standard transmission, with it's a regular derailleur and a chain, and I think most of our customers are familiar with that. And then a step above that will be something with a belt drive, which is Riese and Müller is known for. They started integrating belt drive transmissions and systems before all other bicycle companies in the market. So they have a system, a transmission system, which is a combination of a belt and the Enviolo transmission. The Enviolo transmission is a continuously variable transmission What that translates to is there is very little maintenance required on that specific setup, and we'll have specific discussion as to how it works and what are some of the benefits. But the next level of transmission will be a roll-off, which is an electronic transmission which gives you 14 gears. And that is, a lot of our customers choose that where, you know, they're gonna cover different terrains in their, you know, specific rides.
So once I decide on the bike, the model and my configuration, what is the process?
So typically, once we have configured your bike and once we have submitted the bike to Riese and Müller, within 48 hours, we will provide you a code where you can track the bike throughout the production cycle.
We hope this video has been informative to you in the process of selecting an e-bike brand and a model that fits your needs. Please stay tuned for our next video where we discuss Gazelle e-bikes, another brand that we focus on here in the store.
Please subscribe to our channel and thank you for watching.